In this video, we'll walk you through the features in Leica Infinity's drafting module, designed to help you create, edit, and manage drawings directly from your fieldwork. To demonstrate the drafting module functionality, we will use a simple dataset. This is a Leica Captivate job for staking out a building foundation pit, based on the original CAD building design and a localized CAD site plan. To create a drawing, go to the Drafting tab in the ribbon bar. Select Drawing from the Drafting ribbon. A new drawing with an empty sheet is created. It becomes available in the Navigator and the Inspector. It opens in the Drawing view. To change the drawing name, select the drawing in the Navigator or Inspector. In the Properties grid, enter a new name and select Apply. The drawing name has been updated. Creating templates from scratch can be time-consuming. To streamline your workflow, use existing CAD templates that include predefined text styles, layers, units, and other drawing settings. For this video, we will use a simple CAD template with predefined visual and style sheet settings. To import one or more sheets from a CAD file to an existing drawing, select the drawing in the Navigator or Inspector. From the Drafting ribbon tab, select Import Template and then Sheet. In the Import window, browse to the file and highlight it. In the Import Settings pane, select the sheet or multiple sheets to import and press Import. A new A3 sheet is imported under the drawing. It opens in the Drawing view, becomes available in the Navigator and the Inspector. The empty sheet can be deleted. Highlight it in the Navigator and select Delete from the right-click context menu. Press OK to confirm it. Creating a viewport. Before we create a viewport, we will enable the grid. This will help to easier position it. Select Show Grid from the drawing strip bar. To create a viewport, make sure the sheet is selected and active by clicking in the sheet space. In the Drafting ribbon bar, select Viewport. The cursor is now shown as a cross. That means it is in drawing mode. The crosshair snaps to the grid node nearest to the cursor position. Draw the viewport in the sheet by selecting 2 points. A new viewport is created and shown in the sheet. A newly created viewport is assigned to a default thematic layer. To change the layer, select the viewport. In the Properties grid, select the viewport layer from the drop-down list and press Apply. There is one more viewport in the sheet that has been imported with the sheet and requires resizing. To resize the viewport, select the top right viewport grip and move it to the new position. The viewport is now resized but remains empty. To change the view in the viewport, enter the viewport by double-clicking inside it. This is visually confirmed with a thicker viewport outline. From the right-click menu, select Zoom All. The entire dataset is now shown in the viewport. Now we want to show the building in more detail. To zoom in or out, move the mouse wheel. To pan, hold the mouse wheel down and move the mouse. Exit the viewport by double-clicking outside the viewport in the sheet to save the changes. To set the viewport scale, select the viewport. In the Properties, enter 1/500 scale and select Apply. The viewport model space view updates to reflect the change in scale. To prevent accidental changes to the viewport scale in view, it is recommended to lock the viewport with the padlock. The viewport is now locked. Overriding layer properties in a viewport. It is possible to control the visibility and styling of the same objects in different viewports without modifying the global layer configurations. To change the view in a viewport, enter the viewport by double-clicking inside it. Open the Layer Manager in the Drafting ribbon bar. In the Layer Manager, go to the Survey tab, turn off the visibility of the GNSS Observations layer by modifying the property under VP on column. To modify the building edge, we will change the VP color to red and VP line width to 6 for the building layer, New Building 9552. To exit the viewport, double-clicking outside the viewport in the sheet. Enter the second viewport by double-clicking inside it. For the New Building 9502 layer, we will change the VP line width to 1. In the Survey tab, we will disable visibility of the GNSS observations and point ID in VP on column. Exit the viewport by double-clicking outside the viewport in the sheet to save the changes. Close the Layer Manager. Assigning blocks for specific point roles. Point role blocks can be defined in the Code Manager and used to enhance the visual representation of the point classification. Point roles are displayed inside the drafting module viewports, and if the export option is enabled, they are included in the CAD export. To modify the point roles displayed in the viewport, go to the Features tab in the ribbon bar and open the Project Code Manager. In the Code Manager, go to the Layers tab and select Layer in the ribbon bar. A new layer will appear. Rename the layer to Point Roles and change the layer color to red. To define the point roles, go to the Point Roles tab. For the measured point role, select the IO7 block and layer point roles. To hide the control point role, we will set the block to none. Close the Project Code Manager with OK. The point roles are shown in the sheet view, but are not well visible due to their size. To change the point roles block size, select the viewport. In the Properties grid, change the annotation scale to 1/2000. Press Apply. The point roles blocks are now enlarged in the viewport. Adding and editing text. Text objects are typically used for annotations, labels, or other descriptive elements that enhance the clarity and presentation of the sketch. To add a text, simply select Multiline Text in the Drafting ribbon tab. Click in the paper space where the text is to be placed. This launches the Create Multiline Text window. Define the content, justify the text, set the height, and select Create. To move the text, select it in the drawing view, pick the grip, and with a single click define a new position for the grip. Keep adding single line and multi-line text until all required text is inserted. Now we will learn how to modify the imported title block. The text can be filled in or changed without altering the block definition. To edit the text in the imported title block, select it in the drawing view. In the Block Reference Property grid, define the text. Once the text is entered, select Apply to save it. The title block is now modified and updated. To edit the text for the scale bar, select it in the drawing view. In the Block Reference Property grid, define the values. After entering all values, select Apply to save it. Adding a multi-leader. Multi-leaders are used for annotating specific features or objects with descriptive text and leader lines. To create a multi-leader, select Multi-leader in the Drafting ribbon tab. Click in the paper space where to specify the position of the arrow. Click again to specify where to end the leader line. In the Create Multi-leader window, define the layer, enter the content for the multi-leader, and select Create. To adjust the position of the multi-leader, select it in the drawing view. Pick the grip you want to move, and with a single click, define a new position for the grip. Continue to create multi-leaders as required. Use the Properties grid to adjust the leader style and text. Now all the multi-leaders for our example have been added. Exporting to a CAD template. To export the drawing or a sheet to a template, select the drawing or a sheet in the Navigator or the Inspector. In the Drafting ribbon tab, select Export Template. Enter the file name. Supported export template formats include DWT, DWG, and DXF. Select Export. The SheetCAD template has been exported. Saving to a template. Drawings and sheets can be saved as ready-to-use Infinity templates. To save the drawing to the template, highlight the drawing in the Navigator or the Inspector. Select Save Template in the Drafting ribbon tab. Alternatively, right-click and select Save Template from the context menu. In the Save Drawing to Template window, enter the drawing template name and press Create. The saved drawing template is now available in the New Drawing drop-down menu in the Drafting ribbon tab. To save a sheet to the template, highlight the sheet in the Navigator or Inspector. Select Save Template in the Drafting ribbon tab. Alternatively, right-click and select Save Template from the context menu. In the Save Sheet to Template window, enter the sheet template name and select Create. The saved sheet template is now available in the New Sheet drop-down menu in the Drafting ribbon tab. Saved drawing and sheet templates are available in File, Info and Settings, Drafting. Here you can manage saved templates, edit names, delete and export them. Printing to PDF. To export our drawing to PDF, select the drawing or a sheet in the Navigator or the Inspector. Select Print in the Drafting ribbon tab. Alternatively, right-click and select Print from the context menu. In the Print window, define the file name and select Save. Open the exported file with any standard PDF reader. Exporting to a CAD drawing. To export all the information to a CAD file, select All Files in the Navigator. In the Home ribbon bar, select Export Selection. In the Export window, define the file name. Select output type as AutoCAD, DXF, DWG or BricsCAD. Select drawings to include the templates and point roll symbols and press Export. Open the exported file in the CAD software. All measured and referenced data are included. The drawing template layout is available.